Facts Over Feelings, Friday night. Haven't been with y'all in a while. Oh, but tonight, we Facts Over Feelings. We back in the house. You know, if you have been missing Facts Over Feelings because there's been so much other stuff going on, well, welcome back into the pit of Facts Over Feelings. I am your host, Grandmaster Jay, the official. Please don't get it twisted. I am not the late, great, rest in peace Jam Master Jay of Run DMC. You need to go back and brush up on your hip hop history. I am completely something different. We are in Facts Over Feelings tonight because I have received a great number of phone calls, emails, and so forth asking me to speak on a couple of topics. As you all know, I have been knee deep in getting us ready for the In Fact to come out properly so that when folks see us, they understand that we are not demonstrators. We are not protesters. We are nothing of the sort, that we are a black militia and probably the beginning of America's black police force and around the world and a few other things. So while all that's been going on, there's been a whole lot of other stuff going on. So because I finally got a few people put they bugs in my ear, I thought it would be time for me to come back and do a Facts Over Feelings. Tonight, we're going to unpack 4 different topics that I know right now is burning in the back of your brain. Let me give you the rules up front here on Facts Over Feelings. We don't care about your feelings. So don't come up in here trying to run a fake agenda. We're not going to entertain it. We only deal in facts. If you have problems with your feelings, we encourage you to seek help. In the meantime and in between time, let me just go ahead and say that we're going to do it a little different tonight. We got it. I know y'all used to me coming in with the fire and the rage about what they're doing to us and so forth. And y'all know I've already spoken a great volume about all of that. But tonight we got to deal with something completely different. Y'all been so wrapped up in all of the stuff that's going on. We need to deal with something that has happened that will expose to you just how sleep they have had you, just how much of the matrix they've had you in. Matter of fact, somebody wrote something about me in one of the publications over in the UK. They said that he looks like Morpheus, but he's 12 years old. Somebody else says that I am the T.I. with some sense. But at the end of the day, I am who I am. And that's why we come before you tonight and have you all sit in the jury box. I'm going to put you in the jury box. I am going to present the evidence, and then you are going to come to a conclusion of guilty or not guilty. We'll identify the defendants here shortly, and when I do, I will begin to unpack the case. We have 3 defendants tonight. The very first one that I'm going to put on trial and that I asked to bring into the courtroom would be the United States of America. The government of the United States of America is our first defendant in the case of who pulled the wool over my goddamn eyes. Let me say that again. Who pulled the wool over my goddamn eyes? Yes, go let your friends know we back on the air. Tell them to tune in now, because I guarantee you when I get done with this one, they're going to erase that right off of Instagram. By the way, Facts Over Feelings is always brought to you with a heavy IG interruption. So y'all know what it is. Let me bid everybody a shalom. Let me bid you a assalamu alaikum. Let me bid you a peace and light. So no matter what faith or practice that we want you to be comfortable here at Facts Over Feelings. We don't want you to feel like your opinion doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it really doesn't, because we're only presenting facts, and y'all know what they say about an opinion. Y'all hold on a second. Let me get some of this vegan Chamin tea. Hold on. So before I begin, I want to send a big salute to every last one of you who took the time to leave your homes, to go into the streets, and made America so uncomfortable, so afraid that, hell, they painted Black Lives Matter in front of the goddamn White House. Now, y'all know that y'all scared these people so damn bad, they out there painting shit. That's a damn shame. Interestingly enough, the Black Lives Matter chapter of Washington, D.C. said that rather than spend that money on painting streets, that they could have put that money into the community, Stand Up Southeast. But that's how scared y'all got him. He did a great job. They done called out everything that they could find. Hell, they done called out so much shit, they arguing amongst themselves. Like, you called out too much shit. You told me to call the shit out. Well, look at these niggas. That's what y'all did to them. And that's all right. See, they can replace their buildings, but they cannot replace us. And at the end of the day, what you did was show that you have some sense of racial self-esteem. I like to put that in the, now hold on, wait a minute, motherfucker, who you talking to department. Y'all know how we do. They do certain things to you and you let stuff go a certain way until they cross a line. You be like, hold on, wait a minute. When that's what they did. So we're going to unpack that first. So I have to acknowledge everybody that got out. And you know what? Listen, at the end of the day, I keep telling you, they're more afraid of our unity than they are of our rage. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just going to give you a small example. You got 35 cops. You got 7,000 people. Okay. If all of those people just had fly swatters and they just surged for it, that would be the fly swatting killing of the year. You cannot stop that much mass from moving forward. But when there are chains on your mind that shut down your motor senses, that shut down your compassion senses, that pushes the hesitation button, chains on your mind, you'll stand there and do nothing. And what we've been doing for the last couple of weeks with the blowtorch is trying to get the chains off. And some people, you know, I'm not going to laugh because, you know, I don't wish any ill will on everybody, just on certain people. But at the end of the day, the sight of seeing people just lose it and knock the shit out the police, you know, that to me, that was like, you know, and this is the best shit on TV because they've been knocking the shit out of us for too long. So it's time for us to start knocking the shit out of them. Now, all of a sudden, they arguing amongst themselves. I seen the video, push the girl down. The other cop like, what are you doing? You trying to get us fucked up out here? And the other cop, they always look dumb. Like they wasn't aware of what they was doing. Like there's somebody in a little van with a doll, you know, just gonna make this motherfucker hurt up. So I have to salute everybody. And I love the fact y'all got the message. Oh, it ain't over. It's not going to stop until we get everything that's owed to us. Okay, so you charge them over there. Well, we need you to charge some folks over here. And we got some folks down here that need to be charged. Matter of fact, we got a list. If you want this shit to stop, we got a list. We're going to go all the way back. Matter of fact, just so it's easy on y'all, we only going to go back as far as Rodney King. We're going to start with King and we're going to come forward. How about that? Y'all give us all the shit that y'all owe us for that. And matter of fact, hand over Zimmerman. Matter of fact, bring him first. Y'all might, you know that little truck that they put you in, ain't got no fucking windows, they be screaming, throw his ass in one of those and roll his ass. You ain't got to do nothing else. You ain't got to chain him up. You ain't got to do nothing. Just roll him on over there. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And we're going to be good. But y'all keep going until we get what we want. I want to salute y'all on that. That's my piece on that. I'm going to get off of that. I didn't come to talk about that tonight. I just had to let y'all know that that's all right. Now, how I want to get into this. You know, some people say that it's not good for us to wish ill will on people, especially when they're just doing their jobs. You know, that's what they say. But I do believe that in these trying times that we're in, my people, that this is bigger than jobs, that this is bigger. There is a shift happening in the universe right now. And anybody who's sitting there ignoring it, you like the kid on the merry-go-round, it's going around, but you refuse to admit that it's going around. So you step your dumb ass off and fall up under it or something. No, it's going down. There's a shift happening. And when you wonder why the shift is happening, you always have to remember it's bigger than this. Remember, I've already taught you here on Facts Over Feelings that the earth is nothing more but a testing ground and a development ground for your soul. It's a classroom, and you're going to keep taking this class until you pass it. When you're having deja vu, that is a checkpoint that lets you know you got this far before. So, hey, don't sweat it. You got this far. You haven't ran into your test yet. You understand what I'm saying? Your test is coming. I don't remember it. You cannot remember it because they talk to you about the veil. The veil is like a filter that prevents any prior memories. Sometimes it might leak through, and you hear people talking about, I had a prior life. You didn't have a prior life. Some of your old memories have leaked through the veil. So you're remembering the last time you took this damn class and you failed it. Well, now we back up in here again. And this time the classroom is everywhere. And the problem is some people feel like that they should conduct business as normal. I told y'all, we're never going back to normal. Normal is gone. They even call it the new normal. Some people call it the new world order. But whatever you call it, it's new. So because of that, I have to say to those folks that at some point are going to have to entertain the thought that you might have to kill a motherfucker. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. a time is going to come, and it's written in the word, that you're going to have to brother against brother, sister against sister, best friend against best friend, man against dog, cats against dog, roaches against the can. I don't know. Everybody going to be fighting. And the crazy part is some of them are people that you live with. Some of them are people you hooked up with right now. Some people are finding out in this season that we're in that the people that they are with, oh, no. Because they see things completely different than you do. And what's done happened is y'all got to split and go y'all separate ways. I know some people who found out that their partners were racist and didn't even know it, had no idea, and went to them like, yeah, man, that's crazy that they killed that boy there. And they're like, well, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, he shouldn't have been out there. You look at them like, what? I mean, you're not upset about it. I mean, look at you. You're fine. I mean, don't all black men. See, now you're like, you know what? This dude, this chick, they got to go. But that's supposed to happen. And the reason it's supposed to happen, y'all, and I'm not going to hold you long. I got 4 things I'm going to raise up out your hair. I'm going to be gone. Is it says in the book. It says in the book. It says, and a lot of y'all are guilty of this. Somewhere around chapter 99, verse 7, it says, and those who worship stones, and you know who you are, and those who carve images out of gold or silver and of wood and of clay, and those who worship evil spirits and demons and all kinds of idols, that means like entertainers and shit, not according to knowledge, they shall get no help in the last days. I heard a sister say to me the other day, she said, Jay, it ain't no good men in out here, and I'm a good woman. What's the problem? I said, it is written that in the last days, that a good woman will not be able to get a good man because the men that need to be those men, for them, they won't want to do the work to become men that are worthy enough for the good woman. So the book says they take the lesser woman. They go for the woman with low self-esteem. They go for the woman with low morals. They go for the woman who's, her standards ain't that high. Because the sisters that they should be hooked up with, they don't want to do the work. That's what's written in the book. So how can the book be so on point about something that hadn't happened for thousands of years and we sitting here living it right now? Y'all ain't talking to me. So the book says that what y'all doing right now, you're supposed to be doing. If it feels funny in your spirit, that's because your spirit telling you, we supposed to be doing this. You know when somebody telling you something, and no matter how convincing they try to tell you, it's something in the back of your mind saying, this shit don't sound right to me. Okay? But y'all know I'm talking to y'all tonight. Y'all know I'm telling y'all the truth. But you know what? Y'all ain't got to believe me, because it also says that in the end, you just keep on doing whatever you're doing. It says don't stop. Don't try and go and get saved at the last minute. Don't go and try and throw yourself on the altar at the last minute. Don't go and don't do nothing. It says whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. Matter of fact, it said be the best at it, because there's no way out of it at that point. No. So what y'all doing? You're supposed to. As a people, you're moving as a people. And it scares them. Even if y'all ain't all organized, you're still moving as a people. And that is the one thing that has been their worst nightmare. As a matter of fact, 2 things have become their nightmare. Y'all watch this. J. Edgar Hoover said that the America's worst nightmare was the unity of the black race. That was his worst nightmare. But he also said that the other worst nightmare would be the rise of a charismatic black male that could energize the black nationalist movement and get the people moving. They ain't got to lead them, but it's just going to get them moving. They say if anybody like that ever come along, it'll be like a wheelbarrow you can't stop. And y'all just like a concrete truck that's full of cement that's rolling down the hill. I gave you a nudge. For y'all who don't join this and don't know, once America seen bruhs wasn't scared to stare the Klan down and stare the cops down in the deepest part of the South in swamp country, everybody got him. Everybody said, we ain't taking this shit no more. Everybody was like, you know what? So y'all rolling on down the hill because you supposed to. So I want y'all to pat yourself on the back, because the United States government's worst nightmare has come true. And don't get me wrong, if you're another race, if you not, because there's the black man. I'm black. I'm not a person of color. I didn't come out of a crayon box. I'm black. Okay, y'all can debate that other stuff later. So when they say black and people of color, the yellow man, the red man, and all of them, see, I'm like, I heard a black man today on TV because he was scared to say the word black because he damn sure won't say Negro. I just want to let everybody know that as a person of color, I started to throw some paint thinner on this motherfucker and be like, well, if you're a person of color, let's see what's under there, because you're not a person of color. You're a melanated individual. This is not a color. This is an organ. That's why they want to keep you inside so you can't get no sunlight, because this is an organ that produces vitamin K, produces vitamin D. That's why we don't burn in the sunshine, because the sunshine is our friend. You can spray the skies all you want. It don't make no difference. The sun gonna blaze on through. Have y'all noticed that the sun is a lot brighter now and a lot hotter now? When it can get through, it will burn your ass up. It ain't trying to burn us up, but let one of them get caught out in the sun, bro. You can go over that joint, put some grease on it, put a little salt on it, bro. You burning, dog. You burning. Let them know, and they know it, because all these things were supposed to happen. Y'all with me tonight? Oh, it's Friday night. We Facts Over Feelings tonight. Oh, we in here. We back in the pit. Oh, you didn't know. You better pull up a seat. We're going to be here for a little bit because we're going to get into some things. Hold on. So I salute everybody who's making those things happen. All right, let's move on. Let's get back to this first case. So when I break this down to you, I need to let you know, you're going to be mad. You're not going to be mad at me. You're going to be mad at some other people. They might pull the plug on this thing because I have nothing to hide. You see, the truth is the truth is the truth is the truth. That's why when someone is lying on you, that's why when different people are telling different stories on you and you know the truth, you ain't got to say nothing. Let them make a fool of themselves because you know the truth. I like what my little young friends, they say, we got receipts. You know, they say that we got receipts. And I go like, well, hold on, what you mean you got receipts? What that mean? You got a box? They say, no, we got receipts. Well, back in the day, we call them tips. We got a tip on you. Got a piece of information. You get what I'm saying? The cops say, we got a tip. And the tip is always how they get you. Okay? So I got some receipts. Cause what I'm going to say, going to sound crazy. And if I said it without these receipts, y'all will be like, he done fell and bumped both his heads. This dude done lost his mind. Ain't no way in hell this could be true. Well, I really wish I was coming to y'all tonight on Facts Over Feelings with some shit that wasn't true. But y'all should know by now that I don't roll like that. As a matter of fact, like one person told me, they said, you're better than the news because they lie to you in your face with a smile. Somebody said, you know what? You're better than the news because you tell all the news and not just the part that makes the people who own the news companies feel good. So I'm glad y'all came here. And if you've never been before, strap your seatbelts on because here we go on Facts Over Feelings. It has come to my attention and I've seen this bubbling up and I saw it coming. And at first I was going to ignore it. But now it's getting bigger and bigger. And if it was at any other time, if it was still 2019, it wouldn't have made a difference. If we hadn't had to put up with the virus that suddenly mysteriously disappeared as soon as we started rioting. If it wasn't for the quarantine, which seemed to collapse for everybody except black people until we all started rioting. If it wasn't for 5G making us sick, which has been all, pardon my language, fucked up because ever since y'all started rioting, they can't finish shit. If it wasn't for the fact that the president is a complete inept idiot who has no idea what he's doing and he's surrounded by a bunch of old racist, prejudiced white people with a bunch of house slave booty kissing niggas hanging out with him, if that wasn't going on, well then maybe, just maybe, this shit right here would make a difference. But it's gonna piss you right the fuck off. And I want y'all to know I have been pissed off for about 4 years. So let me go ahead and unpack this. By now, if you've been on my page, and I went ahead and saved the screenshot if you haven't seen it, it's starting to come to light. And as a shock to the black community, which has been pretty much butt fuck with no grease, I don't know no other way to say it, that something was hidden from you. And I always knew one day this would come up. But I wasn't going to tell you because when you're mesmerized, when you're hypnotized, you see, when I'm spelling a word for you, I'm casting a spell, when you're under the spell of someone who knows how to talk to you in such a way that your mind gravitates and goes along with the thought ride of what they're saying. They're so eloquent and so articulate that by the time you find out what they're saying, your mind's so wrapped up into it, you waiting on the next word. That's what Barack Obama did to you. He mesmerized you. He cast a spell. Oh, you're going to be mad. Don't get, hold on. Let me get there. He was everything that y'all thought y'all wanted. And it was a historical moment. We all out there crying and the wind was cold as hell. Y'all remember that shit. The black man made it to the White House, even though slaves built the White House. The black man has finally gotten to the seat of power. And we thought that was the end of it. Oh, happy day. We thought this man was going to get up in the White House and start not only doing his job for everybody else, but that he would take some specific steps just for black people. You can start with reparations. You can start with the redistribution of some wealth. You know, we thought something was going to come. At a minimum, we thought we was going to get the creation of a department, the Department of Justice, so that when police officers killed a black person, instead of it staying in the state, it will go all the way straight to the feds and everybody's ass will be in trouble. Not the FBI coming in about no civil rights bullshit. We're talking about you gonna get federal charges, a federal murder charge, a federal, you know what I'm saying? Federal. So if you get found guilty, you ain't going to the Gwinnett County Jail. You going to Leavenworth. Okay. You going to the Department of U.S. Bureau of Prisons. Okay. The marshals coming to get you, roll your ass up out of there and treat you like you. Okay. I'm getting off track. The bottom line, what I'm saying is, because I'm thinking about how that whole federal thing works. If he had done any of that, maybe all the other things that he did, which were great, wouldn't make us feel so stupid when they look at us and say, I don't know why y'all asking us. Y'all didn't ask what's his face for that. And he sat in there for 8 years. How you gonna come demanding something from us when your own kind sat in the White House and y'all didn't ask him for nothing? Y'all were just happy that a black man was in the White House, but you didn't present him with an agenda. You didn't go to him saying, okay, bruh, you up in here now. We know all of us didn't put you in here, but since you in here, it's a couple things we gonna need. Y'all didn't do that. You didn't, cause you mesmerized. You mesmerized. Some of y'all still mesmerized. Don't y'all know when shit is going downhill, they'll pull anything out to try to stop this shit from hitting the bottom? Don't y'all know y'all pushing America over the edge and they got all hands on deck? Anytime you got to go get the dude that used to do the job to come in to try to calm you motherfuckers down, and the dude that's doing the job is hiding in the fucking basement, there's something really wrong with this picture. That ain't no shit that you try to fix. That's when y'all look back and say, you know what? This is our time to overthrow this motherfucker and take over. Because they obviously ain't got no control. Wow. All I got to say is 5 words. We didn't have to be here. Y'all didn't have to be here. But there is an issue that is now popping up that people are now in the season that we're in are beginning to feel some kind of way when they find out that the person sitting in front of you and talking to you actually ran for the presidency of the United States in the 2016 cycle. And most of you didn't even know that. And it's not because you didn't know because that, you know, you were too busy. It wasn't like you weren't watching the debates on television and reading all of the press that was coming out. It wasn't like that you weren't getting the campaigners knocking at your door and getting the phone calls for the what do they call it? The polls and so forth. It wasn't like none of that was happening. But what a lot of you all are asleep about, and when I say asleep, I'm only saying it's relevant right now because look at where we are right now. There's supposed to be an election. And they trying to push Biden out there, but Biden don't even know he's getting pushed out there. That man's mind is gone. And there's really nobody else with all of this shit that's going on. You can be like, you know what? We're going to put such and such. Most people walking around talking about, well, you know, Biden said he's going to pick a woman. Who the fuck want him? It's the same team. It's the same group of people. Old silver-haired white men. It is time for y'all to step the fuck out the way. Y'all still trying to run shit like it's 1950. It's not working. Y'all gonna fuck around. We're gonna burn this bitch to the ground and everybody gonna end up getting killed in this motherfucker. That's not the way this is supposed to end. But the Roman Empire crumbled the same way. Overextended itself, got corrupt, and then eventually they motherfuckers collapsed. In the 2016 cycle, and if anyone wants to go look this up, I'd be more than happy to direct you. See, I don't know why Yahweh told me, whatever you do, don't destroy anything. This is going to come back one day. You can go right now, and if you have another computer or your phone, to a website called onlywecanfixus.com. That is my official presidential candidate webpage from 2016. It is still up with all of the commercials, with all of the advertisement, the debates. Oh yes, there was 3 debates that y'all missed. We had a debate in Flint, Michigan with the people who were suffering with the water, but y'all didn't see that. We'll tell you why in a minute. There was a debate down in Louisiana. Y'all didn't even see that one. There was a black woman that was running, and y'all didn't even know about her. Matter of fact, if you think about it, the reason you didn't know was because the media was being controlled. How do you control anybody? Lot of money, lot of money, lot of money. I'm not the only one. It's just that Yahweh done pushed me into the spotlight. And while y'all talking about NFAC and we talking about all this racism shit, all of a sudden people start digging and going like, oh shit, this dude ran for president and we didn't know it. This could have been our president right now. Don't calm down. Everybody be cool. Don't tear shit up yet. Y'all gonna be up and jumping in a minute. Cause see, what you don't understand is what people are, the reason I had to come forward is because now I'm getting phone calls. People say, why don't you run now? Why don't you run now? See, you don't understand how that process works. But now we get to this piece right here. You see, when I first decided to run for the presidency, the reason that I decided to run was because my participation in the pro-black movement at the time was not yielding the results that we needed. Apparently, we couldn't get them to do it, so I figured, shit, I'll just get elected and do it myself. When you go in and tell them that you're going to run for the presidency, everyone tends to look at you like you're crazy. However, if you study the Constitution and look at what the qualifications are to run for the presidency, it only has 3 requirements. One of those is that you be born a U.S. citizen. Well, every ADOS, you already got that. Check 1. Number 2, it also says that you had to live in the country for a certain amount of time. Well, I've been here all my life. But most importantly, you had to attain a certain age. And I had attained that age. So I said, well, that's it? You mean you don't have to be like a politician somewhere else? You don't have to like be, hooked up with one of these. You can just run. There's no, and it turns out that was exactly it. But what your illustrious government did was build a structure around what they put in there so that it became monetized. You had to have so much money just to get in the game. They made it like going to Vegas. If you've ever been to a casino, y'all know it's 2 types of gambling that go in a casino. For y'all that just got a little bit of change, you at the slot machine. You know what I'm saying? And you playing the slot machine. You be there all night long. I don't care what nobody else say. Yo, man, we going over to the blackjack table. We going, I'm right here at the slot machine. Your grandmama is the one at the slot machine until she hits something, right? If you got a little more dough, you go over here to where they playing blackjack, ace 21, whatever you want to do, roulette. That's okay. You might have got your tax return back. But if you got bread, and I'm talking about bread, then you in the highball room. And you know the highball room. You can't walk in the highball room. They got a police outside the highball room. And when you walk up, you got to show your black card to get in the highball room. When you get in the highball room, you don't just walk in. They got you. You get your own young lady on your arm. I'm just telling y'all how it is. Don't look at me. I didn't make it up. You get your own young lady on your arm. You get somebody else that they'll clip your cigar for you. I don't even smoke cigars. Now I got a cigar in my mouth and I'm walking around. I got the girl on my arm and whatnot. And then somebody else bring you a drink. And I ain't even got to the damn table yet. But this is the highball room. And when you get to the table, if your pockets ain't right, you're going to find out when you walk up to the table. Because as soon as you walk up to the table, the game already going on. And somebody's saying something crazy like this. I'm going to go ahead and bet 75,000 on that. And the other guy be like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and double it. And they lose. And they keep on going. They don't even stop. I'm sitting here like the bro just lost $250,000 and he drinking his drink and damn, I'm at the wrong damn table. So, I mean, I'm just being honest because you try to get in there. And one hand, you over there talking about, I can't wash no more dishes because you know you shouldn't have been over there to start with. Can I talk to y'all? But anyway, they built this structure around the constitutional requirement so that even if you qualify just by being a citizen, you cannot really even get in the race or even file unless you got some bread already. Now I'm talking about, okay, so you said, how much do I need to get in? When I went and got the paperwork, I'm going to be honest with a lot of y'all. We coming off of 8 years of Barack Obama. Everybody still had their head up. It felt good a little bit to be black in America. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, they ain't do shit for us. But at the end of the day, you know, you could be a bruh and walk in a place, hold your head up, and they be like, you know, the president's black. You know, bruh, you know, got a little respect. So I'm thinking, with all of the stuff that was happening with, you know, Mike Brown, Tavon, or the Manual 9, the Walter Scott shooting, you know, Sandra Bland, all this crazy stuff going on, and the vibe that was happening, that it would be easy coming off of that to run right into the White House. That's what I actually believe. And just to clear up history's sake, after I, not them, after I led 33,000 people across the Arthur Ravenel Bridge in South Carolina the day after I talked to the president on the memorial site for Senator Pinckney, I came up with this great idea that, hey, maybe I should run for president because I saw it. For a split second, I saw Martin Luther King's vision because everybody out there was black, white, yellow, red. It was everybody. So maybe we could do it. That's what I'm thinking. So you can imagine the pride that I had going to get the forms, and you go to fill out the forms and it says, you know, you can run for different shit. You know what I'm saying? You can run for different shit. But for the president, it's completely separate. Now remember, I'm about to tell y'all something that a lot of y'all don't know. It's a process that you go through. It's almost like going somewhere for the first time. You ain't never been there. But after you've been there, you know how it goes. So I had never been. I just thought you fill out paperwork, go make some speeches. You know what I'm saying? And the people vote. That's what I believe, because that's what most people believe. Unless you are a political major or you work inside of one of these organizations, you really don't know what you're getting yourself into. So I go into this thing, do the paperwork, y'all. I'm not a professional politician. I'm not a senator. I'm not a congressman. I'm not controlled by nobody. I am straight from the street. I'm a vet. I'm a citizen. I'm a black man that's getting killed in the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm a corporate professional. I think I got it all. So, filed my paperwork, paid my little 5 G's. Yeah, 5,000. Had to go and get my IRS. Oh, I just happen to have right here. Y'all know how we do on Facts Over Feelings. See, I don't throw nothing away. I'm one of them dudes that I'm anal like that. Oh, yes, I am. Because you never know when they might try to erase. That's why I tell y'all to get books. See, they can change what's on the internet, but you can't never change what's right in front of your hands. So I say, you know what? I got a letter here. This letter right here. I know y'all can't read that, but I'm going to read it to you, help you out. It's from the Department of the Treasury, IRS. It's for the committee to elect John Fitzgerald Johnson. That's my government name now, y'all know. And it's also, it's my tax ID number for my committee to collect political campaign, contributions. Also my form 8872, which is what I also had to file with them. And then I started looking through here, and I even went so far as to find my actual form where we sent in for the committee to elect John Fitzgerald. Now let me tell you why you probably don't know that. Because see, my name is such that if you put my name on a list of people, if you don't know who I am, the first person pops in your mind is John Fitzgerald Kennedy, who was one of the greatest presidents that black people ever had. And they killed him, blew his head off. So if you got a phone call from one of these polling services saying, good evening, we'd like to know whether or not who would you vote for president? Would you vote for Hillary Clinton? Would you vote for, the orange guy whose name I don't want to say, or would you vote for John Fitzgerald? Press 1, 2, and people be like, John Fitzgerald, I don't know who the fuck that is, but the name sounds like somebody I know. Click. So we decided to drop my last name and go with John Fitzgerald because it was political. So not only that, then you have to file with the FEC. And the FEC, for y'all who don't know, is the Federal Elections Commission. And you fill out a whole lot of paperwork. And what happens is they have a record. Let me tell you something. There are thousands of people who file but never run. There's a difference. They file, and most of them don't even really want to, they just want to have their name on the list. And you can go and read the list. The lists are there. Remember, I'm telling you this. The lists are there. They're supposed to stay there. Nothing is supposed to make them disappear or erase them. So went ahead and filed, assembled my team. We opened a bank account. Oh, I just happen to have the paperwork from where we opened up my campaign bank account down in Atlanta. Isn't that something? Signed by the bank president. As a matter of fact, this is from Citizens Trust Bank. This is at Post Office Box 4485, Atlanta, Georgia. This is the paperwork for the campaign bank account. And I'm going to tell you something. When they found out that we was going to put campaign money in their bank, they assigned us our own person to handle all the loot that was going to come in. They were tickled pink. They were like, oh my God, the black man running for president. Oh my God. They was excited to get the loot. Now, we set all that up. And now here comes the fun part. Well, they said, well, who you going to run with? You going to run Democratic? Or you gonna run Republic? And I'm thinking, I don't get no other choices. That's all y'all got? Y'all ain't got like something for the black people? They thought I was joking. I got called to Washington, D.C. And all of this is documented. That's why I keep the receipts. I went to D.C. and I met with several influential people who wanted to assess me. And I'm going to tell you what they asked me. They sat me down at the restaurant right across the street from the White House. From the Capitol. And anybody who's been to D.C., you know that little cafe that's right on the corner where all of the D.C. professionals come, all of the politicians. They sat my ass right there, sat down, asked me a couple of questions, and then asked me this question right here. What you going to do if you lose? Run again? That's all we need to hear. Okay. I like them. And from there, I got sent to certain individuals in certain states. These are not people you know. These are people who got a lot of power and a lot of pull, but you got to give them a lot of money. And they guarantee you're going to be the chosen one. So they told me, the word got around. We got a young bruh, very well spoken. We'll put our money behind him. Notice they said I was well spoken, not what my thoughts was, not what my platform was, not where I came from, not what I wanted to do, not why I was there. Y'all see where I'm going with this. And for a while, I just went along with it. I was getting hooked up with everybody. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to drop no names because I ain't that damn stupid. But I will let you know that I met with some very powerful people who pretty much told me what I was going to say. And they told me what I was going to do. And they told me like they owned me. And the more they talked, the more I didn't hear what I came for. I ain't mind all that other shit. I didn't mind the foreign policy. I didn't mind the whole banking cabal. I didn't mind the Department of Defense black budget. I didn't mind none of that shit. But you wasn't going to sit there and tell me that you weren't going to let me do nothing for my people. See, I wasn't just going to be proud to be the next black president. I was going to be your black president. You understand what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be the first president in history that did some shit for a certain group of people. The Jews know that. The Chinese know that. So I can't do nothing for my peoples? Oh, no. We don't, those things will come in time. And I kept hearing this. So at this point, I said, you know what? No. I'm not your puppet. But then I found out the way that they keep you, the way that they make you a puppet is they dig up some shit on you. And they'll say some shit like this. So you're not going to go out there and say what we want you to say, huh? Oh, no, I don't believe in that shit. Really? You want to talk about the butt naked on the side of the freeway incident? The butt naked? How the hell you know about? Hold on, bro. You can't let that get out. Hey, look, it was late. We lost the car. I don't know where my pants was. You can't put that out. And they'll be like, bruh, if you don't do what we tell you to do, this shit gonna be on CNN, ABC, Connie Chung, the cooking channel. Right? And you like, and that's what they do. They notice everybody in politics, they always holding some shit over their head. Even while they in the presidency. Trump, as much as y'all, he's an idiot, but think about it. Even when his dumb ass got in there, they was pulling up all kind of shit. They went and dug up the stuff for him on the bus. I ain't even gonna go there, ladies. I'm not gonna offend you, but y'all know what I'm saying. Even Clinton with Whitewater. Everybody had something hanging over their head. The only person who didn't have nothing hanging over their head, and he was so stupid, but that's why they couldn't get none on him because he was a plain dude, was Jimmy Carter. Carter was just like, he lucked up and won the presidency. They had to go make some shit happen to get his ass out of office. The Iranian hostage crisis. Notice it ended the day his ass got out of office because it killed his presidency. So I wouldn't do it. And I'm like, look, I'll just run independent. That's what I'll do. Because I figured I don't have to be with y'all. I can just do my own thing. The people's want a black president. We got shit to fix. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, I'm here tonight to enlighten all of you that I learned some very hard lessons. And that is kind of why I have grown into the person that I am now. You would not believe that a person who has shown you some of the rage and emotion that I have shown you in the last 2 weeks, someone who was crazy enough to go down into Brunswick, Georgia with semi-automatic weapons and take on the Ku Klux Klan and the good old boys from the heat of the night cops, somebody who has done all these crazy things, sit here and teach you and all this stuff would have been your president. But this is what you call evolution. Circumstances will grow you. I say this to everyone watching me right now. Imagine if you could run into yourself from 10 years ago. What would you tell yourself? If you ran into yourself from 10 years ago, would you be the exact same person? Because if you are, there's something wrong. We all evolve. Don't ever think for 2 seconds that just because I look like the person that you knew, that what's behind these glasses is the person that you knew. We all change. Remember that. The only person who doesn't change is Yahweh. He says, I'm Yahweh and I do not change. But you change. We all change. The question is, do you evolve or do you devolve? Some of y'all go backwards. You know, he used to be so smart. Now he dumb as a bag of rocks. You know, she really could cook, but now she food poisoned the hell out of everybody. Some people get better. Some people get worse. In this particular instance, because of the circumstances that we have been subjected to, I have slowly begun to realize, and I'm going to fill y'all in on the blanks real quick, that these motherfuckers are crazy and that I must have been out of my rabbit ass mind to think for 2 seconds, because I too was in the matrix. I too was under the spell. I too believed in these dreams. I too fell for these frameworks. I too danced to these policies. I too was just like you. Until somebody had to wake me up. And the way that I woke up was through experience, because I just knew that I knew what I knew that I knew. Didn't know shit. I'm trying to tell y'all something. When I ran for the presidency, I got a re-education, not only in politics, but in money, big money. So let me tell you what happened. And don't let this get out. It's just us, okay? Just us. So when I started getting deep into this whole campaign situation, I began to realize that you had to pay for everything, even stuff you didn't think you had to pay for. You got to pay to be on the poll. Matter of fact, you got to pay per call. You buy calls. That blew my mind. I called the people up. I said, I want to be on the Pew Research. And when they called the people, they was like, cool. It's going to cost you this much per call, per state. So hold on a second. Whoa, cuz, you trying to charge me $35,000 just to call some motherfuckers at 7 o'clock to ask them a question? How many people are you talking to? Oh, we're going to talk to about 1,000. 1,000? Dude, there's 3, 6, 7, 8 million people in that state. Well, the Democrats and the Republicans don't have to worry about that because they get their money from you. Oh, and private contributions. Now, if you're independent, you can't do that. It got to come out your pocket. Mm-hmm. If you want, supplies and bumper stickers and all that stuff you see going on, that costs too per state, right? Not only that, you got to report that money back on a program that I still have directly to the FEC, your financial reports. This is where people get in trouble. You don't do those reports correctly, they'll come back to your ass after the election is over saying, what happened to all that bread that you made? Because you can't spend it yourself. As a candidate, I'm not even allowed to touch the bank account. I can't even see the bank account. I have to get a third person whose name is on the account that has the responsibility of signing their names to those reports. And if something goes wrong with the money, their ass going to jail and I'm going to jail with them too. So you got to be careful who you pick as your campaign finance advisor. That person right there is the linchpin between you being free and going to jail. This is what I'm learning about this process. Meanwhile, I'm looking at who's running. And it's the usual suspects. But I saw a motherfucker that just came out of left field. Donald Trump. This is back in 2015. Oh, we got the receipts for this too. Won't nobody paying this motherfucker no mind. And he was coming. He was doing the same shit that he's doing now. He was doing it back then, but he was coming. And y'all was so caught up in this other shit. Y'all did not see what was happening. So I knew he was my problem because, see, I ran on the racism ticket. I ran on fixing racism. I wanted to outlaw expressions of racism in this country, the same way they've done it in Germany. There's a video somewhere here on my site where you can see me sitting at the presidential debate where I says, until we address our ugly past, y'all heard me say it, then we cannot move forward. But I think we're mature enough to have the complex conversations. I said that back then. Nobody fucking listened. Nobody. And I said, well, this dude over here is a blatant racist. And I'm looking at what he's doing. And the people that he's talking about and he's talking to are those motherfuckers that's been hiding in the trailer, hiding with the little, the Dixie flag. Those motherfuckers is back there getting energized. And y'all out here talking about we about to break the glass ceiling with Hillary. Fuck Hillary and the glass ceiling. Are y'all watching this motherfucker back here? Okay. You know what? Okay. Let me just go ahead and do my campaign and just see if I can make a dent in this motherfucker. Okay. The website goes up, the commercials go out. We did everything we were supposed to. And then we found out about something called the debate that was coming up. And we were like, yeah, we'll get on the debate. And once people see me on nationwide TV, it's a shoe-in. Once the people hear me speak and I lay down the platform, all of the stuff. Matter of fact, my platform was very close to Bernie Sanders at the time. Bernie and I actually met in Phoenix. That's on here too. All the receipts are here at one of his debates. I was in town after Trump. This is when Trump went to Phoenix, and instead of coming to the Phoenix Convention Center, he ran his ass out to Sheriff Arpaio's house. And anybody in Phoenix know a whole mob of us went out to this motherfucker so I could debate with him out there. And by the time I got there, he was gone. So we went to Bernie's shit. And Bernie was glad to see us. Y'all don't understand. I was a candidate. When I walked in, the Secret Service knew who I was. Matter of fact, I can't think of the white girl. As soon as I got in the door, she came, oh my God, I didn't know you was here. Y'all don't understand what they hid from you. But I tried to tell you about this cat back there. Nobody was able to see any of this. So when the debates came, I said, we'll just go on the debate. And then we found out you can't get on the debate unless you're polling at a certain level. Remember I just told you about you got to pay these motherfuckers to poll for you? So let me break it down. If you don't spend enough money with the pollsters, they're not going to tell the debate people that you have done enough work to be worthy to go in front of the American people, which generates money to go in your pocket so you can stay in the campaign. That's like a catch-all. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going like, wait a minute. I don't get it. I can't get money from the people if I can't go before the people. But I can't go before the people unless I got the money. How the fuck that's supposed to work? Then I ran into something called the CPD. If y'all don't know what the CPD is, that's the Commission on Presidential Debates. It was originally established back in 1987 as a nonprofit corporation that was supposed to make sure that the political parties, that it was fair, so everybody got a chance, but it got taken over, and even right now, it is ran by the Republicans and the Democrats. So ain't nobody else getting on the fucking stage. That's the first thing that's wrong. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say you're supposed to have two political parties. You can have as many. It doesn't say it anywhere. They are private organizations, and they don't set up another organization because they know the power of the media. You get in front of the TV, it's a wrap. Look at what the hell happened with me. So that was the first. Now watch this. They exclude you from the debate. And there's been a whole lot of controversy going back and forth and all of that, but they still there because the American people have not said, get the fuck out of here with that. Let us see everybody. If I told y'all that a sister from Alabama I ran against her, a sister, two other black brothers. One of them was actually the son of one of the heads of the Democratic Committee down in Louisiana. Y'all didn't know that? They hid all that from y'all. And anytime they tried to do something, I found out there was a whole network of independent candidates that had been doing this shit for a while. Big shout out to Politico and Ballotpedia and all those people who covered the independent candidates, and to NPR and to all those folks covered that shit. But the major networks, that's the other thing. You had to not just buy commercial time. You had to buy like a whole block. Like I'm gonna buy from 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And every show that come on between there, every time they go for a commercial, I'm John Fitzgerald. That right there, the money that was spent on advertising increased 38% since the last election. They wasn't getting that kind of dough. They getting that dough. There's more dough. So you can't even get on this. You can't even advertise with them unless you're spending serious dough. But where does that dough come from? It comes from people like you. But how you gonna know that if you don't see the people? Because they the ones that show you. Well, how can they show you? Well, you got to be on a debate, but you can't get on a debate because these people over here haven't been told by these people over here that you don't gave them enough money. So you don't gave them some money, you don't gave them some money, and you don't gave them some money. And we talk already, we are well over $1 million. We are well over $1 million, and you ain't seen no return yet. Now, the U.S. government will come back and say, we'll give you matching campaign funds. Whatever you spend, we'll match you. So then you got double your cost. I found that out. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I don't spend about this much. Let me get that. They were like, nah, cousin. Nah, you got to hit this threshold before we give you something. So wait a minute. Let me make sure I got this right. First, I got to spend my money just to find out if people won't vote for me. Then I got to spend some money to make sure that I can get on the debate stage. Then I got to spend some money to hold on, it's too much money. Where's all this money going? I'm sorry, what are we paying for? How much does it cost to pick up the phone and ask somebody a damn question? All right, whatever. So I began to see how crooked the system was, y'all. But I kept on pressing forward. I sure did. And for a while, you could go online, you could go on Google, you could Google John Fitzgerald, presidential campaign, and it will come up. All my stuff will come up. And then out the blue, this dude popped up named Gary Johnson. I never heard of this motherfucker. He was nowhere in the damn, and it was dumb as a bag of rocks. Y'all remember that shit? But what it did was, in cyber world, if you Google my name and Johnson, it will go to him. I'm like, well, how the fuck this happen? Then if that wasn't bad enough, the independents had 3 debates, and they were very good debates too. But every time they would schedule a debate, the major networks would put one of their debates right opposite of it so you wouldn't see it. I'm not making this up. Those debates are available on YouTube. Go on YouTube and do a search for independent presidential debate and watch what comes up. Oh, you'll see yours truly sitting there with about 13 other candidates that you never heard of. And you'll sit there and be like, well, damn, I'd have voted for him over this idiot because look at what you got now. You got the worst president in history because they have a system in place that keeps you from seeing people who are actually running. They have a system in place that keeps 2 parties in control. And if you don't play with either one of them parties, then you just can't be in the game. You go broke. Okay. So they had to put that out. So if you don't know, and then there's another piece. It was the Electoral College. Now, I want to send a big shout out to Dr. Lynn Harris, who is a Washington, D.C. insider, very accomplished. They call her the fixer in Washington, D.C. She's an author, and she also ran. But when she ran up against me in the debate, she became one of my biggest supporters. As a matter of fact, most of the people that had the unfortunate opportunity to debate me ended up becoming my supporters. Also, Lloyd Kelso, a lawyer from North Carolina who wrote the book on child abuse and wrote the book on family matters and civil law. He wrote that for North Carolina. He actually was my co-running mate. He actually saw me debating, and the man was so impressed. This old white man came to me and said, can I please get on your ticket? But there was no way they was going to let America see that there was another brother out there that had the ability and the wherewithal to learn all of the mechanics, not only of what our domestic policy was, but what our foreign policy was. Let me help you break it down. The purpose of Barack Obama was 2 purposes. His first purpose domestically was to lull all of you all to sleep while these rednecks got their act together for what you're seeing right now. That's why he's rewarded so highly. But his foreign policy was to go over to Africa and repair all of the relations that George Bush had destroyed. They found a black face and sent him over there, and we all cool and shit, and everybody now look what that got them. You got America got their foot so far up Africa's ass, and the Chinese trying to get some too, that they need somebody to come over there so we can push everybody off the continent and take our continent back. That's what done happened. Every president has a domestic mandate and a global mandate. Mine apparently was to be the continuation of everything gonna be all right, but not do shit for you. And at the same time, continue the policies of expanding imperialism that will connect us with China, the Arab Emirates, and a few other folks. Everybody's giving their marching orders. This ain't just you get in there and do what you want. That's why this clown up here don't know what the fuck he's doing, because they're telling him, no, we want you to do this, and he's fucking it up because he was never a politician. The man doesn't understand anything about geopolitics. And then he was a racist too. You damn right I came after him. So the first place I tried to catch him was in North Carolina. Y'all remember, anybody who remembers the election, remember the rally where they put their hands on the black girl and they was throw them out, all that bullshit. And I came in, and I will never forget this. That's why I'm here tonight. Because people say, won't you run again? Won't you run again? Y'all know how far this goes down the rabbit hole. So we're going to clear this up tonight. I came in, Secret Service saw me. Oh, John Fitzgerald is here. They knew who the fuck I was, even if you didn't. Oh, you right this way, right this way. And you know where they sat me? They sat my black ass right behind Donald Trump. If you go and look at the videotape, you'll see all these white people. And then you see this bruh sitting there in a suit. Like, what the fuck is he doing? My phone rung off the hook the next day. What in the fuck are you doing? I'm like, shut the fuck up, because I was supposed to be. So I sat there. I don't give a fuck about him. I had to see it for myself. I couldn't believe what I was hearing was happening at these rallies. They ain't nobody gonna put their hands on me. So I'm gonna go check it out. And I saw it. I saw the whole, and there's pictures on here on my Instagram. If you scroll back, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was fanaticism. It was white nationalism coming back. And I'm like, oh, hell no. We got to warn somebody about this shit. So what did I do? I issued a challenge to him to debate me on race. And we would do it in Feelingz. Big shout out to all the folks in Feelingz who tried to make that happen. But no, he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to do that. But he was aware of who I was. Because later on, and all of these pictures, this Instagram account is not for my pleasure. It's a diary of all the shit that's happened. Go ahead and scroll through when you get some time. But y'all remember when Hillary passed out at the 9/11 memorial? Yeah, I was there too. You see, they had all the candidates. We were sectioned off in this little square thing. And it was me, Bloomberg, what's her name? What's the black chick who ran the Department of Justice, and Hillary in that blue suit with them damn glasses on, staring at the goddamn sky. And Trump was out there. And of course, since we're all supposed to be candidates, he spoke to me. Oh, so you know who I am, but you won't debate me? Oh, we gotta get a picture together. All the candidates did that shit. You can scroll through my damn, you'll see a picture of me and him. And look what I wrote. Oh, you'll speak to me, but you won't debate me. Y'all, we coming to the end of the first half hour. Y'all better come back for the other half. We facts over feeling on a Friday night. I still got to talk about Candace Owen. Oh, she's not getting off the hook at all. Oh, it's going to be good up in here. I'll see y'all in a minute.